secret is Jesus Christ, not this outfit. And anyone can make this. And if you can't, you can get it very cheap from China. It may cost you $500 here, you'll get 10 of these for the price of 500. It's easy to make them, but it's not easy to live them. It's not. It's easy to make them, but it's not easy to live them. That's why the outfit ain't gonna change you. It is Christ who changes you. So when you see the bishop in his landscaping outfit, all muddy and dirty and like dust and everything on his face and everywhere, wearing gloves, is the same bishop. When he prays on you, it's the same effect, baby. Just like when he's wearing this outfit. Yeah? It's not the uniform that makes you something. It is the Lord. You need to put him on. You need to dress up the Lord, not this. This is nothing. But to put on the Lord, it takes your life. Because the Lord is not cheap for you to buy and sell with. You can never win the Lord until you put your head under his sandals. The Lord cannot be lied to, cannot be falsified to, cannot be bribed. The Lord can only be won over with your tears from the heart to his holy heart and sacred heart. The Lord is the S-U-N of the world and the S-O-N of his heavenly Father. What are you gonna do when he calls you to him? What are you gonna do? Come here. What have you done? Do you love me, Jono? Do you love me, Peter, Simon, son of Jono? Do you love me? What is poor Simon gonna say? One thing. He understood. Lord, you know that I love you. I will never say I love you, because unless you know that, my say is nothing. I'm lying. But now I can say it because you know I love you. I can't lie to you. I can't lie. The Lord wants such leaders like Simon Peter. But Simon Peter didn't have a throne. He didn't have a basilica. He had a little board and it was rotted. But he raised the dead and he healed the sick. And he brought 3,000 souls to Christ with one sermon, with one talk in the temple. 3,000 in one hit. Where is Simon now? Missing. We can't see Simon in the church, definitely not. Because the church is so weak. Why it became weak? Because lost touch of the Alpha and the Omega and went and befriended the world. So-called governments. They sit now with prime ministers and premiers and ministers and officials and rich people, influential people, and they trample on those poor people on the wayside, not realizing that street beggar can be Jesus Christ of Nazareth. They missed them. They missed out. One day, this saint, his name is Bishoy, Saint Bishoy. In the 4th century, he was leading a group of monks. He was a monk and a leader of monks in Egypt. So they were running. They said Jesus appeared in a particular place, in a specific place. He appeared there. So they all ran. And as they were running in the desert, they saw an old man on this little kind of a hump on the side of the road. And he cried out to them. He said, "Oh, please, my sons, I'm old, I'm tired, I can't walk. Take me with you." You know, Jesus appeared there, "Take me with you." And they all said, "No, we don't have the time. Jesus appeared there. Who are you? Who are you?" They ran, they left him. Saint Bishoy came the last. He was old. He came the last, and he was walking, not running. And the old man said, "My son, will you take me to Jesus? I can't walk, I'm an old man." He said, "Of course, Father." He hopped on his back. When he hopped on his back and he started walking, Saint Bishoy realized there is no weight lighter than a feather. He looks up. It was Jesus Christ of Nazareth. True story. True story, my beloved. They were running to see Jesus. They forgot about the old man. He said, "When you do to the least of my disciples, you have done it unto me. I am that old man. I am that poor man. Why are you trampling on the poor and the afflicted and the rejected and the hopeless, and you're sitting with the rich? You sit with the rich, you'll end up with Satan. Poor. You sit with the poor, you'll end up with the rich of all richness, Christ the King." Church leader. So where is your throne? On high places or out there in the street at the gutter with the homeless? Well, the throne of Christ is with the homeless, not in high places. I am your Alpha and Omega. I am your source of wisdom. I am the beginning and the end. I am your life. I'm your life. And I'll give you the water of life for free if you thirst for me. He who overcomes, well, see, there's a condition. You have to overcome. Even though I'll give you water of life for free, but you need to overcome, because nothing at the end comes for free. You want to buy a mansion overlooking the Darling Harbour, you expect to pay 10 million, 20, 30 million dollars for it. You want to buy a house in Fairfield, Nita City, different price. Liverpool, different price. Concord, different price. Karamar, different price. Each area has a different price. The closer you get, the more expensive it is. He who overcomes shall inherit all things. Again, I promise I will make all things new. And if you overcome, you will inherit all things. Now, come and figure out, what does it mean, all things? What do you mean, God, all things? He will say, it will take you eternities to figure it out, and you will never be able to fully figure out what it means to inherit all things that God gives you. All things. When you inherit God himself, you've inherited all things. God is your portion. Because he continues and says, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. Wow.